This week, on Days of Our Pirates, the Pirates enter day 2 of the draft day looking to add some core pieces so that way plays like this no longer happen to them and their organization. But something this year is different. Enter Ben Cherington, a man who was part of the Boston Red Sox 2018 championship run. And here we have a live look at Pirates fans praising him right now.
Messiah! I'm not the Messiah! I say you are, Lord, and I should know I've followed a few. Hail Messiah! I'm not the Messiah. Will you please listen? I am not the Messiah. Do you understand? Honestly!
Only the true Messiah denies his divinity.
What? Well, what sort of chance does that give me? All right, I am the Messiah. He is the Messiah!
And personally, I love day 2 of the draft, and I like day 1 too. I like the Henry Davis pick. But with the first pick in round 2, pick 37, the Pittsburgh Pirates selected Anthony Solometo, a left-handed pitcher from Bishop Eustace Preparatory School. And I love them selecting pitchers, and I love them selecting them out of the school. And he's a lefty, so it should be hard for batters to hit off of. And they also drafted Lonnie White Jr. in round Comp B, pick 64. He's an outfielder from Malvern Prep. And the thing about Lonnie White is he actually was committed to playing football for the Penn State Nittany Lions. Right here, it says the Pittsburgh Pirates selected outfielder Lonnie White Jr. and pitcher Chandler Bubba in the MLB draft, both of whom are college football recruits for the 2021 class. White Jr. was taken in the competitive balance round B and taken number whatever out of his school in Pennsylvania. And he was drafted as the number 275th football prospect in the country and signed with Penn State as an athlete. And he held football scholarships in Michigan, Michigan State, Tennessee, Virginia Tech, and others, and he committed and signed with the Nittany Lions. So we have a football and baseball commit from Penn State who openly said he will be joining the Pittsburgh Pirates. So we have an athletic specimen on our hands. And here we have Bubba Chandler, who's a right-handed pitcher / shortstop, so he can play both, and that is what we need. We need a shortstop and we need pitching. Out of North Oconee High School with round 3, pick 72. I love this pick personally. He was a 4-star quarterback who signed with Clemson after receiving a scholarship offer after a visit to the school, and he'd been committed to Georgia to play baseball, but was swayed by Dabo Sweeney, the head coach of the Tigers, to play football. And he was going to have an opportunity, in fact, to play both football and baseball at Clemson, which was awesome. And he told ESPN on Monday that he intends to sign with the Pirates, and White's projected pick value is at $1.05 million, and Chandler's is at $870,700. So we're getting them for pretty cheap, obviously, and they're very good options. And I honestly think we got 4 top 32 prospects in this draft so far. One of them being Bubba Chandler, who, like I mentioned, is a shortstop and right-handed pitcher. And Owen Kellington, we got him round 4, pick 102, and he's a right-handed pitcher out of U32 High School. And I just love how we're adding so much pitching, and we had one who can also play shortstop, and we had a catcher. So even though we didn't get the best player on the board when it came to draft prospect-wise with a shortstop at number 1 overall, I love this draft. Henry Davis was an amazing pick. I love this draft. Then we got Jackson Glenn, third baseman, Dallas Baptist University. He could go over and play first base, or because Key Brian Hayes is third base, or they could switch or alternate. He's a good backup, and I just honestly love it. And we actually have Snoop Dogg giving us insight about Ben Cherington, saying how he don't miss. And honestly, I believe that he is a great, absolutely great general manager. I love how we hired him in the offseason. And personally, I'm the type of person who I believe we definitely will get rid of Adam Frazier, and it'll be sad to see him go. But at the end of the day, I feel like it's something that we need to do. But if for some reason we don't, I'd be okay with that too, because he's not up there in age. He's in his upper 20s. So he's not necessarily a young player, but he's not an old player either. But if we can trade him to a team like, say, the White Sox, and we can get in a good return for him, and Cherington can get more picks, or we get some players that are good and young and talented, then I feel very great about the state of this team. Not this year, and maybe not next year, but 2 years from now, this team could be a competitive baseball team. And I don't think they'll be out there winning any World Series quite yet, but this could be the draft that turns this organization around. And Cherington, he'll re-sign players, because unlike past management, whenever we have players that suck and we re-sign them or we get rid of them, except we trade them for prospects. And one of those prospects usually ends up becoming good. and then we just trade them for more prospects for some reason, or their contract just conveniently expires, and we just keep repeating the process. And that's not going to happen again. And the thing about Ben Cherington is he don't miss. Like, literally, he does not miss. He helped the Boston Red Sox win their 2018 World Series championship, and he built that team. He built a core of that team. And now he's on the Pittsburgh Pirates. He's drafting players that can play multiple positions. He's drafting pitchers, and he's drafting... Our whole team is basically a position of need, aside from the position that Brian Reynolds and Keith Ryan Hayes play. Okay? And he drafted the positions that were most in need out of all of the other positions that were in need. We're going to have the highest amount of salary cap going into this offseason, and we had a great draft. We drafted 4 prospects that were in the top 32 when it came to the MLB rankings of all of the prospects that were going into this year's draft. So I absolutely love Ben Cherington. And what? It looks like Will Craig is signing with a baseball team in Asia to get a fresh start after his viral play where he didn't tag Javier Baez. And I hope he succeeds, but I'm not necessarily surprised by this move. But there's always something interesting going on in this organization, and just like us getting Optimism, and this time I honestly don't think it's fake. I really hope I don't regret saying those words. So are the days of our Pirates.